Right, hello everybody. I'm just going to go ahead and do the Try It Tuesday, first one in January. And what I thought I would do for a few is interest from Pinterest. Sorry. Shall I start again? No, I won't. Inspiration taken from Pinterest, which I love Pinterest, always has done. I've got loads of boards. I collect. I just love to see other people's work, and people inspire me. And I thought I would just show you what I actually do as a process when I get inspired by something. Okay, I don't directly copy it totally. This one is from Mia DECORA. I will link her. I think she's got a blog or something like that. So I shall link that below, of course, in the description. It's not in English. I don't know, but I was taken back by this picture. And I thought it was very adaptable. And that's what I sort of look at. Yeah, this could, in theory, be for any theme. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so what you've got to look for is a tag shape, border punch there, got some jute, that's no problem, bits of lace. I won't be doing the keys, but you've got any little dangle there will be okay if you wanted to use a dangle. Flowers, a little bit lace. This sort of thing don't need, because that's more into sewing and that sort of thing. A couple of brads. So what have I found? I've got a load of cutouts of, bits like this one, for instance. Okay, it's massive. Okay, but you could cut that down and you could use it. That edge is no problem there. It's not going to be the same as this, but that's all right. So, very dusty. Haven't had that out for a while. And there's another punch there. That's a lovely edge. I do often use this one. Okay, which you cut that down, and that could be quite nice. I've got this one here, which I quite like. I don't use that enough, but I think that can look quite nice, especially for like male orientated cards, because that can look quite good. So that's the punches that I've sort of come up with today. What else is the die for the tag? I think Tim Holtz does something similar to this one. I might have it, but I come up with this one. Okay, and I thought I quite like that shape, and because I've got I could get different sizes, so I think it was this one. I just get the size that I want to do first, which I worked out this was my main bit. What I done here is I've put this down, and I thought, right, okay, I'm looking at this. I need a bit of a gap here for a bit of lace and the jute. Mine won't be like this down here. Mine's going to be a bit different. But that's what makes it look different. So, which I sort of picked that. So that was my first bit, because I went by that and a bit of jute. And I shall give you the dimensions of that if I can find my ruler. Buried under my other stuff that I'm doing. So it worked out 3.5 by 4.5. Yeah. Then I done this one just a bit bigger. This was the file folder. It's not corrugated stuff, and I used this. I've had this 15 years. I couldn't believe it. When it first came out, I loved it and used it all the time. It just crinkles your paper. It didn't do a brilliant job. I think it's most probably better if I'd done smaller bits, but I don't mind. I didn't want to use cardboard because it was a little bit thick. I could tear off the paper, but then it ends up like this anyway. And I've got hundreds of these file folders, because when I wanted the manila ones, I kept getting these. They kept saying they were manila, yeah, you know what I mean, but they were buff, and that's what would come. picture of that colour. Well, this is just cream card or white card tea stained. Okay, so which is very much like the manila folders, so that's fine. Right, I'm losing my way. Okay, so then I just give it a little bit of space, okay, because this is going to be our tag for our tag to go in. So once I've got that, then I could choose the right size of this, okay, because we know it's got to go in. If I stitch around, that's got to come in a bit, but I still don't mind if I slice a bit off the sides here. Okay, and you just cut that bit off so it fits. That's how you adapt things. So let's put all this away, clear up, and then come back to you. Right, so once cutting the size, I used 2.5 inch punch and I mounted it onto file folder or a bit of card. Okay, and then I took them from either tags or the journaling cards. So they were a bit bigger than the other ones. We had the dimensions of that. I didn't give you the dimensions of this one, did I? 1, 2, 3, 8, 5 3/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, but that can, you know, be different. It's really up to you. Okay, and what you need to do is corner around the corners. I've used my little one, so I quite like that one. I've already done one, not totally made up, but so. And I'll show you another thing. There used to be a ruler that used to do this, or I'm going to stitch mine, but here we used to have a ruler that you could make holes in, you know, and use a bit of sponge with a pricker, and you'd make holes around things. I have no idea where mine is, but I'm going to stitch around mine, or you could use an empty needle, stitch around, which, you know, could create that look if that's what you wanted. That's no problem. But so I would stitch around there first, yeah, then I would, hold on a minute, because I can attach that to that by stitching, because we need a pocket here for the tag, yeah, as well. And then I need something under here as well. So it's all about layering. But okay, the next thing I do, right, is get my jute. As you know, I use a lot of jute. Right, so look at that. Okay, that's looking okay. What I do to get, so I can cut straight, because jute is not the easiest thing, is I pull these out and then I use that as my guide for cutting. Yeah, I'm gonna go, say I'm gonna put 3 more there, so I've got the frilly bit on the end. So I'll pull out these. I don't chuck these away. I make knots out of those. I've got a few here already. And they really come in handy. So I sort of do that. These have got to come off as well. Okay, I'm all right there. So I would then cut up here. A bit wobbly there. Shaky a bit there. Don't know why. Okay. Sometimes you do need to trim a little bit more. Giving it a haircut. I hope my hairdressing was better than that. It was. Okay. It's only this line here is not straight. There we go. That's that. Now this bit here, I'm going to get my other scissors. Sorry, I'm going to get my material scissors. I'll cut better with those. I never did cut straight with those. Right, so I'm going to take that off. Like that. Take one more off there, and then that's better. watch the fibres. They can get down your throat. I'm going to come in just a little bit more actually. Okay. So that we can, you know, see a bit of this, okay, else you're not going to see the stitching or anything like that. So that's that bit done, and I've already done one here, ready for another one as well. I tend to iron my bits, but those, because they were in a mess. Right, in these here, I take about 4 or 5 bits like this, and I'll just knot them. Okay, and then I'll trim off, and that's it. This can be a little embellishment, and I will do that with all those. I've got quite a few there now, but I'll just put that in there for now. Okay, let's put those away and put the corner rounder away. Oh, I didn't corner rounder this one. Might as well do these together. Now you can gesso this, can look quite nice. I'm not going to do that today. I might do it after, but I won't do it today. But normally I would just put a bit of gesso on. So that's R2. And because I'm doing the winter's tale, I'm making this sort of design, right? Following it, but making it into the winter's, not winter's tale, winter's tide. Yeah, so just showing you really how you can adapt everything, even though you've taken your inspiration from Pinterest. Let's have a look. I like that side. Okay, I'm going to ink round mine. But not too much then. Again, if you're doing more grungy style, then you ink away, you know. So I was just looking then at what side I prefer. I quite like the little bit of white coming through. Yeah, I do. It's going to be like that. Okay, and then you die cut your tags. Okay, not sure of the length yet, but that's the die cuts done. Die cut my borders, okay, because they have got to go on here. All right, so you then choose which one you want. I'm going to have, I think I like this one here. Some of those punches didn't punch out, but do you know what? I like it. It's not, I'm not going to do it all the way down. It's 3/4 of the way down. So I'm going to come up about there. Okay. And I'm going to get this on first. That one's quite nice, but it's quite small. So I think, oh, we got this one here, look. That would work, wouldn't it? Most of my edge dies are spellbinders, I think, because I used to do a lot of cards with them years ago. I'm fortunate to have done card making, so I do have a lot of bits and pieces like that. But edge punch, one edge punch, we'll do this. You know, like this one, that is absolutely that one I use a lot. Comes in handy for loads of projects. So I'm gonna come in a bit there. Might have to come in a bit more actually, because that's not too much over the page. But I know I'm putting this one central. Okay, so that one is as similar to the picture. Maybe could have done a little bit shorter, but that's okay. That's all right. And that one's there. We've done that where I think I've put silver gilding wax, okay, around the edges of those. Okay, I use the Pebeo gilding wax. Okay, I've got silver, bronze and Renaissance gold, I think. Okay, I had them in a set of 3 years ago on QVC. So, but I'm sure Prima do something like that. I know I had a lot of questions recently on the gold one. I'm sure that Prima would do something like this, or is it Finnabar? They have some nice things, so it's always worth looking in those sort of shops, really. And I'm just gonna go around here. Right, so that's those done. They can be sort of drying or doing what they got to do. I'm going to ink this bit now. This is dry. Lightly for me, because of what I'm doing. I might just get a few more of these out. Like I said, I don't mind if some are left, but there's just too many there. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is stitch around here. Okay, so I've done that bit. And on here, you see, you've got a bit of lace at the back there, so I'm going to put that down now. Okay, on these ones. Shall I have one side? No, we'll keep together. I was going to say, shall we have one going one way and one the other, but I'm not going to. Okay, so if you want to, you can distress this if you wanted to. Actually, that looks a bit odd there. Okay. I'm just going to ink up that actually, and I'll ink the other side in a minute. That's not very much. So it's going to be lace. So what I'm going to do is just glue it down in the middle where I think that round thing is going. Yeah. All right, and here is our topper. Okay, and just have a little bit of thinner lace. What have I done there? 1, 2, 5. Okay, or this could be a bit of paper again. Okay, it doesn't have to be lace. Okay. Right, so in a recent video, I've done some, you know, sort of scrappy bits, okay. I'm using in the journal, so, which was all the bits of net and this sort of thing, okay, because I'm not using the rosette trim. I've got that, but I don't want it in this journal. So I've got these sort of things, which are great. So you can either put that over. I'm going to put it over, so I'm not worrying about it, okay? I like the way that was looking, so I am going to glue mine down. Right, and if you want the brads, you can put them through, okay? Got a bit too much glue on. I always put a bit of tape over mine. Just got some paper tape here. I get this off Amazon. I just typed in paper tape. It's quite sticky. I think they use it for postal things. Okay. And when I do that, I can lift up to stitch under there. Okay, so that's no problem. And I shall do the same here, this one. Right, so let's get this here. I do want this to dangle down a bit, so I'm just going to check where I want things. Yeah, like that. That's going to be fine. All right, so what I'm going to do, if I'm, like I said, I'm stitching mine, but if you're not, then make sure this is glued down properly. These sort of things look quite good if you stitch around there as well. But I'm not doing that today. Wait for those to dry, and then I'm going to stitch all the way around here. And like I said, lift that up. Okay. Okay, so I've stitched all around there. Okay, all the way around there. And what I'm going to do here is just dot a little bit of glue around. Okay, not much, just to keep that down there. And the same here. Okay, and let's decorate a bit more. All right, let's have a look. I'll post the link. I've got a playlist for the WINTERTIDE kit anyway, so I've only got a couple of videos in there because that's all I've been doing recently, but I quite fancy something sparkly, that's all, somewhere, just to give it a bit of lift. I might, actually. I've got a bit of this, haven't I? That'll do. Let's use a bit of this. I made this paper last year. I think I painted it and then put some sparkle over it. Let's have a look. I'll just see if I got any different ones. They're the longest ones. I want, yeah, no. We could go, that's what I'm going to do. I'll just cut the end off of that. Yeah. Right, and sometimes if you've cut the end off of something like that and then it ends or blunts, okay, what you cut off, this is the sort of thing I do. If I find it, there it is, there. Okay. You can stick that bit that you cut off just on there. That will go there, and then you can rough up this edge here. Let's leave that one alone. This one's not too bad a size, actually. Need a bit of sparkle though. We are getting there. And if you wanted to sparkle it up a bit more, but I don't, I'm quite happy with that, actually. Yeah, and you could put like more flowers and different things there, but I'm actually okay. What I'm going to do though is just put a bit of glue underneath there. I might find something in a minute, but I haven't got anything out, so I'll just very lightly, so you don't see it, and just sort of scratch it in a bit. There's usually enough to make it come down a bit. One's down lower than that one. So, but that's all right. Right, tag time. Okay, so we've got this one here. Okay, which I cut out. I did have to trim just a little bit, only so that it was a tight fit, and you know what it's like getting cards in and out. So I found it better if I just took a slither off each side. Yeah, then that will go in here. I like that. Okay, so grommet on here. Make sure I don't go through. Like so. And a bit of jute string, or anything you want, really. I have forgot the jute knot too. I'll put that on. So do that, or anything. You don't have to be that, but it's actually looking quite nice. So I'm going to keep it as that. I think I'll just cut it down a bit, and you can put a dangle on there if you wanted to, but I don't need it. I'm fine with that. I'm going to put one of these on here. Might as well use it up. I've got a few from the bits that we cut off, so and there you have little topper. So I'll just show you those, and then we'll show you the original picture. There's that one there, that one there, and here is the original picture. Okay, there we go. So yes, that's an adaptation of Pinterest inspiration, and now we've adapted it into, you know, whatever journal we're using. And these would make actually really nice toppers for journals on the front. Of course they would. I'll just show you what I mean. I hope that's stuck. Any of these would go on here, really. So if we put that in there. Okay, they would go on there quite nicely. Yeah. And then you'd have a tag as well. All right, that's that one. And that one. Yep. And these are TN sizes, so normal size as well. It would work. Okay, well, I hope you like that and found that interesting on how I adapt things, you know, when I am inspired by something. And like I say, I'm not worried about the rose and all that sort of thing, because that's not the look I'm going for. So that's where the adaptation bit comes in. All right, as well as using elements from the kit. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And again, Happy New Year to you. And I hope it's a good one for you. Bye.